He who thinks he can and he who thinks he can't are both usually right.
So our next guest is Max Makhijani. He's from Bay Area. He's an entrepreneur and a realtor by profession. And I would like to say that he's one of the best percussionists that I know in Bay Area. Welcome, Max.
Thank you, Shilpa, for the opportunity to speak on this platform, and great to be with such panelists here. I want to start off by saying, I was watching a Bollywood movie one time, and there was this dialogue in that movie. It's in Hindi. It says, इस दुनिया में दो तरह के लोग होते हैं, एक जो सारी जिंदगी एक ही काम करते रहते हैं और दूसरे जो एक ही जिंदगी में सारे काम कर जाते हैं. So if you think about Sushant fell into the second category of people. I mean, when you think about his passion for studies, his passion for astronomy, the extraterrestrial world, like you just heard, this man made an impression on people. When you watch him, he made an impression on the common man. He made an impression on you and me. And we know him because of watching him in his cinema and watching his career path grow. When you think about Sushant, so he reminds me of a character in a novel that I had read when I was a teenager. It was a book called Fountainhead by Ayn Rand. And there was a character in there called Howard Rourke, who is supposedly an architect in the character. And at some point, he realizes that he's learned enough from college, and that, not that I'm endorsing quitting school or anything like that, but he basically realized that, the college had taught him everything he wanted to know, and that now it was up to him to go to the next step. So what he did was he quit, and he became the world's best architect. Some of the great entrepreneurs in this world have done the same thing. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, whoever. I think Sushant was on that same trend, and basically he was on that same path, if you will. He was destined for greatness. He too quit college and he decided to pursue his dreams. How many people can do that? And guess what? I mean, he was an engineer by profession. So he actually knew how he wanted to do this thing. He actually had a path on how he was going to go to the next step. So what did he do? He knew he wanted to get into acting, so he joined theater. That was the first step. He went into theater. He started acting in plays. Well, he was recognized. His talent was recognized there. So he said, good, chalo ye kar diya. Now, what is the next step? I mean, this is all problem-solving skills. When you know where your goal is, how do you achieve that goal? It's like climbing the corporate ladder. And he said, okay, I'm done with that. Let me go to the next step. Well, guess what? He was picked in a role for a TV serial. And in the TV serial, he started his debut serial was Kis Desh Mein Hai Mera Dil. Well, maybe it wasn't recognized as much, but then came Pavitra Rishta, and he became an iconic actor with that. He reached the pinnacle of success there. And then what did he decide? He said, hey, I've done this now. Now it's time to move on to the next step. So guess what? He moved on to the next ladder. Next step in the ladder to climb the corporate world. My point is, this man, as an engineer, was able to apply his problem-solving skills to everything he did in his real life. And that is basically what great people do. He started off with Kaipoche, like the common boy, the boy next door, flying kites with friends. What a great movie that was. Right? I mean, I never met him personally, to be honest, but I'm talking about what I see that most of our friends and people in the Bay Area look at him as. So he did that. He then went on to his next movie, and he did all kinds of roles. It's not like he had one role or the other. And even after quitting Pavitra Rishta to joining getting his first break, he had a couple years. He knew in order to be successful, he had to train. He took those 2 years to train. He did, bodybuilding. He learned acting. He learned dancing and all of that. So, I mean, he had a total strategy on how he was going to do well in life. And then comes Shuddha Desi Romance, Vyomkesh Bakshi. I mean, these are all movies that you see and think, is that the same guy doing all of this? And he's excelling in every one of them. Then you come to MS Dhoni. I mean, this man lived the character. I swear, this morning, IPL has started in Dubai now. I was watching the IPL this morning, and I see Dhoni on crease. And I'm thinking, dude, this guy's Dhoni looks like Sushant Singh Rajput. It should be the other way around, but I'm visualizing Sushant standing in that crease versus him. So he could actually live the character. And this is, this is not easy. He totally got into that character. He made it his own. And then obviously those other movies, Chichore was a big hit. And essentially every role he did was a little different. Everything he did was great. And, we're very sorry to lose a person like that. And that's why, I'll close with one statement. And I think this kind of hits home. कि हर चीज चाहने से मिलती नहीं, हर चीज चाहने से मिलती नहीं, प्यार की कली हर एक के लिए खिलती नहीं, सुशांत जैसा कलाकार किस्मत से मिलता है, सुशांत जैसा कलाकार किस्मत से मिलता है, पर बॉलीवुड की ऐसी किस्मत नहीं. So Bollywood lost out on a great star. So thank you again. I wish the fight for justice goes on for him, and I certainly hope that we all win. So God bless you guys. God bless Sushant, and God bless his family. Thank you.
Thank you, Max. Yes, he would definitely be another Bill Gates. So the world would have known him, not just people from India. I would like to have Smita share a few insight to what Max talked about.
Surely, what he really correctly said, and it really touched me, कि बॉलीवुड की किस्मत में नहीं था ये सितारा, क्योंकि ये सितारा न सिर्फ वो खुद के बारे में नहीं सोचता था, वो अपने आर्ट के जरिए जिस तरह की उसकी आर्ट थी, जैसे वो एक्सेल कर रहा था खुद को, और अपार्ट फ्रॉम जस्ट बीइंग अ बॉलीवुड एक्टर और अ हिंदी सिनेमा एक्टर, he was so much more that he would have really made the entire Bollywood, if they really valued him at the right time, proud of him, the entire country, and he would have definitely gone to Hollywood, which was his one of the dreams, because I am connected to some of the top Hollywood actors who have, there is this friend of mine, who's one of a very, very popular Hollywood actor, and she cried on phone, with me after she heard about Sushant, because she had met Sushant once only. And imagine, when we did this first candle lighting, with Ishkaranji in India, nobody in Bollywood lit a candle for him, and she lit that candle, for his justice and peace of his soul from Hollywood, from London. So see, as ये जो कहा जाता है ना कि जो कहा, before me also, Max, and other panelists who have mentioned that कुछ ऐसी चीजें थी उसके बारे में, jealousy, जैसे उन्होंने notice की. So Sushant actually had realized, of late, कि शायद ये जगह पे मेरी value नहीं होगी. That's why he wanted to, make his own path, which he was doing, by not disturbing or, किसी के ego को hurt किए बिना वो कर रहा था चुपचाप. और जो भी इस तरह की, open insults या humiliations उसके होते थे, उनको अपने मन में रख के, he always would say कि मैं अपने काम से सबको चुप कर दूंगा. That was his motto, कि कोई बात नहीं, सब बोल रहे हैं, मेरा जब काम देखेंगे तो सब चुप हो जाएंगे. लेकिन ऐसा हुआ नहीं, because what Kangna very correctly said, that a film like Gully Boy, imagine, gets all the awards. I mean, is this what you want to give, your next generation? That is not even our culture. I mean, that's fine, that's an art form, but Chichore was way too motivating, especially which we want to teach our children who take so much pressure of academics and future and jobs and so much. So that was a message for the entire society, and the way they had acted. In fact, when I, once I'd spoken that I had gone to meet him during the Chichore shoot once, and that was the first time मैंने उनका वो get-up देखा था Chichore का, with that जो half bald उसमें रहे. And when he was walking, I was looking at him, and Priyanka was sitting right to me. Pankaj Dubey was also there, and they said, "वो आ गया Sushant." And I was looking, कहाँ? And he came, and then I recognized him because of his चिर परिचित smile. So इतना वो discuss करते थे अपने character के बारे में at his age, of the caliber जो उनकी थी, उसमें इस तरह का get-up उन्होंने accept किया, being a main lead hero. You see all the Bollywood actors, they play fathers, but they don't have courage to come up with such get-up. they will just put a little bit white here and there and they will still want to look, you know, young. So itna hypocrisy hai yahan par, or they don't understand the depth which Sushant did. So this is absolutely right what he said. जैसे सुशांत कहता था, you know, इंटरव्यू में भी उन्होंने कहा है कि हर एक चीज जो उन्होंने चाही, हर एक ड्रीम जो उन्होंने जिसकी ख्वाहिश की, उसके लिए उन्होंने अपनी जान लगा दी. तभी मैंने उन्हें वो शेर कहा था कि इतनी शिद्दत से मैंने तुझे चाहने की ख्वाहिश की है, सारी कायनात ने मुझे तुझसे मिलाने की साजिश की है. और उनके साथ वही होता था हर बार कि पूरी कायनात लग जाती थी जब भी वो कोई ख्वाहिश करते थे. एंड आई एम श्योर वो अगर होते तो अपने सारे 50 ड्रीम्स बहुत जल्दी पूरे कर लेते. अनफॉर्चुनेट.